when you see a float arriving in style, what do you think it could be? When you go a little bit forward, you get to know a little bit more about what this could be. And then when you look up, you look at it a bit closer up. And then when you see the sides, you can see what's heading up. Yes, the big balloon parade is back for this Thanksgiving. And this time, we've got some brand new balloons, we've got some of your old favourites, and plenty in between. So, let's start this parade in action. Hey, come on balloons, you can do better than that. Ah, never mind. Yes, the parade is now in action. And since we're starting off a parade that's a little bit based on the nostalgia and whatnot, here's a character who we haven't seen for a long time. Cloe the Holiday Clown. We last saw her about almost 4 years ago, but now she's ready to take the reign as the leader clown in this big balloon parade. And then, as the yellow stars go through, we've got a new and improved Mr. Robot float. Now, even it's bigger and better than ever before. And now we have a... Who are you again? Hey, I'm a Mouseketeer. Yeah, a Mouseketeer. And we have a athlete playing shakers and wearing a sombrero. Already, I think we're just getting up to this, making this be a very weird big balloon parade. Indeed. Well, we've seen many different costumes for Snoopy in our parade over the years, but for the first time ever, we're bringing you a brand new costume. This is Beagle Scout Snoopy, and he's ready for camp. His little scarf definitely shows it. He's wearing a bright green backpack on the back of him. And on top is a lovely yellow Beagle Scout. And in reality, that's actually Woodstock. Relaxing on top. Certainly, he's enjoying a bird's eye view of the parade. And so is Snoopy as well. And this twosome are furnished by Peanuts Worldwide. And the reason, once again, as we bring up Snoopy being ready for camp, is because he has a new Apple TV Plus series, Camp Snoopy, arriving in 2024. From Snoopy in the air to on the ground, here is Snoopy's doghouse, where Snoopy and Charlie Brown are setting up their own little camp near Snoopy's doghouse. But in reality, I actually think Snoopy's doghouse inside might just be a camp in itself. Because you can imagine anything that goes on in there. Here we have a horse guarded by a woman, and a skeleton horse guarded by a skeleton, obviously. And there's a giant jack-o'-lantern as well, even though we have already passed Halloween. So now we're on to our first main float. It's a giant tree, which means the parade's already over. This is the Christmas tree. Actually, it isn't. It's just a giant tree. We've seen this tree before in other parades as a Christmas tree, but now it's being used as our first major float. This person seems to be enjoying his cookies. She's just eating a banana and holding a baseball bat for some reason. And she is slightly doing something else. She seems a little bit scared, don't you think? And there's even a stool at the back. Maybe She's supposed to be manning that or something? Who is black and white and has a red journal? Yep, that's right. Greg Heffley, and he's here for his 4th parade now in this current design. Well, Greg is here to promote his new book from the #1 best-selling author Jeff Kinney, known as No Brainer. And he's ready to have a no-brainer moment because he's chasing after something that he gained when he was in middle school for his first year, the cheese touch. That thing is moldy, that thing is nasty, and that thing is stinky. You should not touch it, or otherwise everyone's going to run away and you'll get the cheese touch. But it doesn't mean that Greg is actually wanting to get it now. He's furnished by Puffin Books and Disney Plus. And on the topic of Disney Plus, Greg's also here to tell you that he's ready for Christmas, but will he get what he wants? And that's all in Diary of a Wimpy Kid Christmas Cabin Fever, coming this December on Disney Plus. Welcome back. Now, I think all these weird villains are spinning around. They're really beating each other up. There's Chicken Soup Guy, there's General Veers, and then there's Django Fett. Well, the spinners are gone now. And now look who's ready to jump into action. The original foursome of Lego Ninjago. Cole, Zane, Jay, and Kai. But there's no Lloyd, unfortunately. He got a bit too busy. Still, the original Ninjago foursome are here. And now they're going to beat up those villains for good. Ninjas rule, pirates drool, okay? Wow, something's moving in the air. But I think we all know what it is. It's a giant aeroplane float. It's not any old aeroplane, it's an aeroplane we've had and seen before in many times in the parade. And look at this. Look at this little blue pilot manning the whole show. And Mario's up here too. He must have wanted some awesome fun. And here's someone who definitely means fun. Well, we've seen this design before, but I'll tell you a little bit of a secret. What we saw in the last Big Balloon Parade, he ended up getting damaged in an unrepairable state. So we've decided to bring back this version of Ronald for one more parade. So if you can see, he's wearing a giant red, striped, and yellow tuxedo. And the reason why is not only because he wants to be classy, but Ronald is also promoting the Ronald McDonald House Charities, which brings a home away from home for many different people. And we also want to give a big thumbs up and thanks to McDonald's for their support and help for what they do. And as we all know, Ronald also has a few friends, including Grimace, Hamburglar, Birdie the Early Bird, and many more. And we wish them a happy Thanksgiving as well. And now here comes another McDonald's sponsored float, the big red helicopter. Another way to showcase a home away from home in the air. Except it's not really complete. And also in the air is Pudsey Bear's head. And he's here once again to promote BBC's Children in Need telethon. And he's also referring that although Children in Need has already finished, it doesn't mean that you can still not stop donating. And now, here comes two kinds of transportation. A dirt bike with a baseball player, and there's Wild Style. And then this woman is trying out this snowmobile. Looks like a car from the front, but don't you think? And then Here are some deep sea divers, and they found some very interesting kinds of treasure. They're from the Lego Atlantis team. They're riding on a sled of sorts. I have no idea. Could be anything really. But at least they got the key to Atlantis. So, let's go. And now, here comes a character who we've seen before. Appearing in her second parade now is Bluey. And once again, Bluey is playing the world's largest game of keepy uppy. But this time, she's joined by an actual balloon. Can she keep up that balloon in the air forever? And can she keep herself in the air forever? Well, we'll just have to see. Because all your favourite episodes of Bluey are on Disney Plus and CBeebies. And as before, she is furnished by BBC Studios and Ludo Studio. Good old Bluey. We all like ya. Oh, looks like we got a police officer on the loose on the cruiser. And he's wearing sunglasses and he's looking super cool. And now, meanwhile, the Coast Guard officer is delivering a cart of absolutely nothing at all. Sorry. I don't know what came over me. Oh, and the kimono girl is trying to control a drone. It's gone now. And this guy is riding on another snowmobile. As they all go off on their own separate ways. Here's a duo of characters who you're always very familiar with. Thomas and Percy. From Thomas and Friends, All Engines Go. Well, in their depictions, that is. Thomas is the lovable #1 engine and Percy is his lovable #6 best friend. Well, #1 best friend, if you would get what I mean. But don't you worry, because next year there'll be an all-new Thomas and Friends All Engines Go Christmas movie. And certainly these two engines are always very excited to see what the holidays could bring them. For them and the rest of their friends on the island of Sodor in the biggest adventure club. Looks like the ATOM Adventures crew are having some slices of pizza while they're riding on the little cart float. They certainly are enjoying their time eating. Although really, they should really be getting on with, well, what you'd expect. Their own jobs. And here is a character who definitely screams moose. This is Bullwinkle, J Moose, and his best friend and good pal, Rocky the Flying Squirrel, furnished by Wild Brain. And they are making their grand return in the parade. Just for good old nostalgia. Hopefully Boris and Natasha won't be going near this giant selection of moose and squirrel today. Because Bullwinkle is the size of 9 minifigures, maybe more. And on to the next float are some familiar faces indeed. Blossom, Bubbles and Buttercup, the Powerpuff Girls, complete with their little gigantic but mini toys of Opti, the Powerpuff Girls phone, and the Mega Blaster Bot. Certainly good ways to defeat Mojo Jojo and the rest of the villains, including Princess Warbucks, him, the Rowdy Rough Boys, Fuzzy Lumpkins, and many more. Furnished by DC Entertainment comes Superman riding the Batcar. Yep, Superman's still thriving off on this little car that actually belongs to fellow superhero rival Batman. But still, good way to protect the world from impending doom, especially Lex Luthor. And here's a character who also makes another grand return. Furnished by classic media, it's none other than Felix the Cat, one of the very first cartoon characters ever created. You can definitely tell how old Felix is if you've seen him at Big Balloon Parade periods, because it's made out of paper. And as thin as paper comes Felix the Cat. I wonder what this shadow could be. It's square, it's got arms and legs, and as it turns around, I think we'll probably know why. Because guess who's in the sky? Yeah, that's right, SpongeBob SquarePants, one of the most popular cartoon characters in the world. Furnished by, who else? Nickelodeon. And SpongeBob is here, jumping with joy because he's got a lot of announcements to make. Alongside brand new episodes of Camp Coral, SpongeBob's Underyears, and the Patrick Star Show, that his delightful spin-offs, he's also got the announcement of 3 brand new movies. The Saving Bikini Bottom, the Sandy Cheeks movie, coming to Netflix and Paramount Plus, a new Plankton film, and the brand new theatrically released SpongeBob movie, Search for SquarePants, coming into cinemas in 2025. And maybe that could explain why SpongeBob Below is feeling very excited for it as well, because he's on a brand new boatmobile float. And how, I'm guessing why he knows how to drive, I still never know. Patrick's eating a delicious Krabby Patty and feeling a little bit messy along the way. And Sandy Cheeks is here as well. We don't even know why she's got her air intake on, because we're in the air anyway. And how SpongeBob's breathing in the air, we'll never know. We have a lot to say about this sponge. And we have a lot to thank for him too. Thank you very much, SpongeBob. Keep doing your work. Wow, look at this family. It seems like they're having a lot of fun. Ah, but then at the same time, something's shaking! Help! Help! Maybe because this ice cream cone could be a great milkshake on its own half. Yummy, yummy. We all scream for ice cream. The police force are here, and now they're ready for the best show in the world. Take it away, police force. Hey, could you get something for a second? Sure. Let me. Criminals on the loose, criminals on the loose. Let's go, 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 go. Help! Boat's going out of control. Whoa! Ouch. Hey, police force, you're under arrest for reckless driving. We didn't do anything wrong, though. Caught ya. Out you go, you criminals. You're not real police members. I won't go. I won't. Oh, right. Oh well. Even though I couldn't remove them, at least I removed their torso. Let's go. And we'll pick this up too. Ha! Detective Grump's on the loose. Come on, we've celebrated it, so let's go a bit forward. Yay! Merry Thanksgiving! Yeah! And while we let them celebrate, here's a little companion that's a little bit more goofy than these police officers. Harold the Fireman. Police officer. Because his brother Harold the Fireman looks identical to him, of course. Now, here's a character who is also making another grand return. And we've seen him many times in a previous parade. And that's Cookie Monster from Sesame Street, furnished by none other than Sesame Workshop, the non-profit educational organisation. Cookie Monster, well, he tells us that, well, cookies are a great food, that they can also be a sometime food as well. Which doesn't mean that his diet isn't always cookies now. It also consists of delicious fruit and veg as well. But still, you can't go wrong with this blue Muppet character. And then as we go down, an alien's on the loose. And some astronauts are about to beat it down. And then watching along them are none other than the clones. They're back again. And have maybe increased, I guess. Captain Rex is watching along, hoping that they get the best war ever out of this harmless little alien against these astronauts. But of course, clones, stormtroopers, shadow troopers, and clone pilots, these don't actually really battle. But still. Oh dearie me. The helmets have all popped off. And they've just left without them. We're continuing a bit of Star Wars badness with our next float, this little land speeder, piloted by 2 pilots. And now we got a long float consisting of many different characters from the Star Wars universe. All from the original trilogy, of course. Have a look at it. See all sorts of different faces. Even Darth Vader. There's R2, Han Solo, Yoda, Luke Skywalker. Great selection of characters indeed. And they're followed up with a character from a different side of the Star Wars universe. The little orb leads to, yep, that's right, Grogu, appearing once again for his 4th parade now. Grogu's always been a favourite in our parade ever since his debut in 2021. And of course, he's furnished by Lucasfilm and Funko Pop, because he's a Funko Pop inspired balloon. Everyone loves Baby Yoda, Grogu. And definitely the Mandalorian on Disney Plus will definitely show you how this character came to be in this world. His ears are about as long as 2 minifigures stuck together. And his arm is about the size of the minifigure's head. That's how big this balloon really is. And the little orb might be little, but it's still big enough to pack some punch. The gang's in the house on the cruise ship float, not only promoting the brand new Disney Treasure, which is coming next year because of when the parade is being shown, but also Disney's 100th anniversary. And what better way to celebrate than with your favourite Disney characters? Mickey on top, there's Minnie, Donald Duck, Daisy Duck, Goofy, and even black and white Mickey and Minnie as well. This is certainly a cruise that I'd love to be on as well. And they're followed up by a balloon of not Mickey, but Minnie Mouse. And we all know what this balloon is. Don't have a cow, man. No, not Bart Simpson. It's Captain Minnie Mouse appearing in her third big balloon parade now, furnished by Disney Cruise Line. She is massive. And I mean really massive. Look how tall she is as I zoom out with the camera. So yeah, Captain Minnie Mouse is here to promote the Disney Treasure, Disney Cruise Line's latest vessel, heading into your way in 2025. Her hat is about the size of 2 minifigures at once. Her nose is about the size of a torso. And that anchor is so large that it almost fits the balloon itself. One of our largest balloons ever in our parade. A definite vessel indeed. Joining aside from our Disney float are 2 mini floats featuring Simpsons characters, and then behind that is a float featuring Spider-Man characters. Well, I mean Marvel characters. You can see Homer, Marge, Grandpa, Apu, Nelson, Krusty, Maggie, and Milhouse on this one. Whilst on the Marvel float we got Wolverine, Captain America, Spidey, Hulk, Nick Fury, and Thor. What a big smile indeed. Oh, here's a robot on the loose. You've got to be careful with that because it might... Help me! Help, help, help! Oh! And what's up in the air? Well, if you remember our very first big balloon parade, you'll definitely be familiar with these 3. But now they're back for the first time in over 8 years. It's none other than the Rugrats. Tommy Pickles, Chucky Finster, and of course, their playful dog Spike, who's transporting the Rugrats on another unforgettable adventure, furnished of course today by Nickelodeon. You can see these characters in their CGI animated revival series on Paramount Plus, and of course Nicktoons and Nickelodeon. A baby's got to do what a baby's got to do indeed, and if all else fails, just cry. That's what Chucky says. And there's nothing to fear but monsters, but there is of course no monsters in our parade. Just fun. And it seems like they are right here. Well, as we go a little bit further, because we're now halfway into our parade, here comes the truck full of nothing, because we've seen this truck so many times in the parade. As it goes off. The construction workers are definitely sorting out something, but I don't know what they're sorting out. Maybe some plans of constructing a brand new float or something? And there's 2 Emmets for whatever reason. One's eating chicken, one's eating an apple. And of course it can't be a big balloon parade without our favourite pizza delivering hero Pepperoni on his skateboard once again, on the little skateboard float. Do an ollie, please. I think that's enough, I guess. And Pepperoni's off for another. Well, what you're guessing is delivering more pizza. We're now on to the second half now. So we're heading up with the fire department. Let's see what they have to offer. Woo! Ah, there's a fire on the loose. Come on, let's go. Get it, get it. Alright, let's go too. Oh. Wee woo, wee woo. Ooh. Spray. And I'll save them too. Come on, let's go. What? Don't forget me. Well, I've got it. You okay in there? Yes, I am. Just barely matching it. Oh, and are you okay in there too? Yes, we are. Hooray! We've got the fire done. Let's lead the way for Harold the Fireman, and then we can leave. He's Harold the Policeman's other brother. And just as goofy as ever. Oh, and look who's right over here. Yes, that's right. It's Pikachu and Eevee appearing for their second parade together now, furnished by the Pokemon Company International. Pikachu and Eevee are here to bring you some news that they've got a brand new show along the way, featuring a different kind of Pokemon world, and that's Pokemon Horizons, the series, coming to CBBC in December. So not long to go now, and on iPlayer too, but it also doesn't mean that you can't forget about the games and the trading card game, along with the new Scarlet and Violet expansions on the Nintendo Switch. So, it certainly believes that Eevee and Pikachu are happy together. As the Pikamobile follows them by. Wildstyle's been kidnapped by a pharaoh. Well, not really. She's taking her over this pharaoh. Who wonders what the pharaoh's going to do? Well, she's just riding on a little pickup truck, so we can let that slide. And meanwhile, we got a brand new float. And it's of a palm tree wearing a hat. And then there's Dave and Alex and Sarah Louise Harper from Playhouse Disney. And Louise is wearing a crayon outfit for whatever reason. Well, I can guess sometimes you can find that a little bit humiliating. But still, it feels like a big desert island on there. And here's someone who definitely would really want some carrots from the ground. Me! What's up, Doc? Yep, Bugs Bunny, and he's back in the parade as well. You got a lot of returnees, don't you think? Well, Bugs is sitting on a giant golden star, and he is furnished by Warner Brothers Consumer Products Group. So his Looney Tunes friends are all excited because there's going to be a new theatrical movie coming your way in 2024. Completely animated and completely excessive meddling from David Zaslav. But still, Bugs is who we like, and that's what we like. The biggest golden star in our parade. Wow. Look at this. It's some surfing on the ground. Whee! Whee! Ow, 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 ow. Ow, ow, ow. Beep, beep. Oh, the next float has just rolled by. There's Jake Rains on top. Good old explorer. And then on the back is a stage consisting of monsters and mummies and all that. Now that is something that we've never seen before in the parade. One of the most unique floats that you could ever think of. Although we've seen the truck before, but it needed a little bit of a refurb. And then there's a little character here as well. We don't know what this is, but it's certainly a weird one. The next balloon flying into our scene, well, if you know the words never need to fear, Underdog is here. Well, you'll be familiar with this cartoon character from the 60s, originally from the Total Television Library. Underdog was always making sure to save the world whenever he's needed. And this lovable cartoon character is furnished by Classic Media. But at the same time, you got to realise that Underdog's feeling a little bit down. But that's okay. We still enjoy seeing him anyway. And it's nice to see him back as well. But just be warned, don't crash into anything. Well, we're almost preparing away for the Christmas sections, so we're just ending up with some more floats, and then we're starting off the Christmas cheer with style. And there's the racer, the construction worker on it, constructing the way. And here is something else. Look at that. What a magnificent gun float that we've seen many times before. Captain Jack Sparrow's on top. There's a magician, someone wearing a Christmas hat, and there's even another pirate looking out as well. And a suit as well with a little zombie head. Because why not? So, normally when you think of a Smurf, you think of them as being 3 apples tall, but how about a Smurf that's, let's say, 1,000 apples tall, or maybe a little less in Lego minifigure scale, but here is Papa Smurf, furnished by Nickelodeon. This character is of course the leader of the popular Belgian Smurfs. Oh well, he is the leader of the Smurfs, originally based on Belgian comics. And he's also here to tell you that his video games are on the loose, and so is his TV show that airs on Nickelodeon. So now that's where you can guess why Papa Smurf is clutching his heels in excitement. And he's now here for the 4th time now. Certainly something to be excited about. On this float, you can see some people trying to construct a log house. Hopefully it'll turn out really nice, because I think it looks so, and this car looks like it's being constructed as well. Certainly a whole range of construction on this float. And another balloon rolls by next. It's not always easy being green, but I think that this character, who we've seen in a lot of big balloon parades, would definitely disagree that green is an unlucky colour. This is Kermit the Frog, furnished by the Walt Disney Company. Kermit is of course the leader of the Muppets, which spawns many different characters, including Miss Piggy, Fozzie Bear, Animal, Gonzo the Great, and Sweetums, alongside many more of your favourite characters. Maybe he's trying to avoid Miss Piggy, or maybe Miss Piggy's trying to avoid him. because this Kermit is as large as maybe, let's say, 10 Miss Piggies combined into one. But still, you can't stop but to love Kermit. A giant green inflatable cardboard cutout indeed. Here's a common sight that you tend to see sometimes. This is a Christmas market. Seriously, look at all the delicious food that's in there. Certainly looks very yummy indeed. And hey, look, here's a little bird's eye view of the parade as well. But now the float is ready to go a bit more forward now, because unfortunately there's a criminal on the loose. Or, well, 10 criminals. And a lot. And there's the Brickster. But being honest, the Brickster has a bit of a worried face or look on him. He doesn't look very pleased. Because one of his own little minions has been captured by a giant minion. Yes, Stuart the Minion has made his parade debut in the Big Balloon Parade. Illumination's popular Despicable Me pal is now here. We've seen his friend Bob before in the parade, but Stuart is making a first time appearance. And the criminals are scared of him because look right up there, look right in his hand. There's a criminal right there, and he's stuck. And Stuart mistaken him for a real banana because minions love bananas. But still, he's a magnificent sight indeed. Furnished by Illumination Entertainment. And not only that, he's also excited for the fact that Despicable Me 4 is coming out next year. Well, at least this little car is safe. It seems like this criminal has taken over all the toys. Oh no! That's not good. Or is it? And now we're on to the grand finale part of our parade. The Christmas side. And we've already seen our Christmas market and the log house, but now Panda Bear is leading the way for the next float. Yeah, that's right. It's the Christmas grotto. Oh, and there's Santa Claus. This must mean that the parade is over, I guess. Actually, it isn't. Although this looks like Santa, it's not always him. But he's still happy anyway. Oh, 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 oh. Hope you're all okay. But still, there's a kid here who wants his presents. So we've got to be aware of that. Oh, oh, oh. And then you can see on the top, we got the giant snowman balloon once again making a big comeback. This candy cane looks really yummy, but it's not. It's just a candy cane balloon, which means it could taste lovely, but I wouldn't recommend you eating that, just in case it would taste like helium. And now here comes the Toy Factory float. It's not really a toy factory, it looks like a big mess. I think the kids have too many toys here, and there's also a robot as well helping out as well. I think this float would definitely need to be expanded if it needed to be a proper toy factory. still, look at all those toys. Made all out of Lego. And the kids are all having fun too. And here is another snowman float, but this time it's not a snowman balloon, it's a balloonicle, so it can move on its own. Who knew that a snowman could have the ability to actually move and not melt on its own? What a nice addition that we brought back again. Hey look, here's two elves in training. Well, they're not really elves, they're Santas in training on this little float. And then we go over to our largest character balloon today, the elf on the shelf. We all know the story. You get one of these little scout elves from Santa, and then he watches you to make sure that you're behaving. And this one is definitely larger than your average Santa Claus. He's so tall that it's kind of surprising that he'd reach into the parade. As always, the Elf on the Shelf is furnished by the Luminosity Company, aka the Elf on the Shelf itself. Now it's time for a winter wonderland. This is definitely a snow-covered float. And it's got all the necessities that you need for a snowy day. There's snowman everywhere, there's icicles, there's a bright light, there's an ice sculpture of an angel, ice skaters, and even a snow catapult. Actually, I don't think it's working at the moment, but it could work if you could imagine it. Oh, and I can see Santa Claus. Yay, he's arrived. Actually, that's not Santa. It's Big Man Santa, one of our balloons. He's also another returnee, so it's nice to see him again as well. The most goofiest of all Santas. Now we've reached the Rudolph float. And if you can see me, I'm actually narrating it all right from here. And my friends Ben and Erin are certainly enjoying the fun as well. Look at this Rudolph float. Certainly impressive indeed. This little character is certainly even more goofy than, well, Goofy on the Disney float. This is the Goofy Gnome. Originally made out of an ice cream float. You just had to turn it upside down. And there you go. You got the Goofy Gnome. Now here comes a very impressive sight. For the very first time ever, we've got a Christmas tree that is massive. And I mean really massive. Look at how big this delightful tree is. It's certainly something that you have never ever seen before. Complete with a star that looks like a snowflake. And on the front, Harry Potter and Hagrid are on their float, waving to the crowd. With gift tags that read Season's Greetings from IME Entertainment and CWP TV. And now, here comes Snuggle, the lovable, snuggable teddy bear, furnished by Hankel North American Consumer Goods. As you probably would already know, everyone would love a teddy bear in their stocking for Christmas, and certainly Snuggle definitely is preparing for this. This is his 8th or 9th appearance now, so he's certainly an oldie. But it doesn't mean that his stocking is always going to be half full. He's a cuddly character and everyone knows that. Here is the little girl in the sky, Virginia, and she's ready to deliver the letter to Santa to show that yes, he does exist. Now, Lord Mole is ready. The snowboarders are ready. They've gone through Virginia. And now it's time for the grand finale. So let's hit it through. Because sleigh rides are here. Trikes with Boko Loco on there. Skiers. There's pull sleds, all sorts of other sleds. And now they come forward for the biggest finale of all. A Christmas finale. Because we've not only got the Elf family returning, Charlie, Kit and CJ, all in delightful Christmas colours. These elves are certainly Santa's most helpful helpers yet. But now, here he comes, with some kids on there as well. It's the one, it's the only, it's Santa Claus. Oh, 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 oh. Well, as we see below, our favourite kids are having fun. There's a delicious dinner on the loose. The elves are enjoying themselves. And even some toasted chicken is being handled under the fire. But above all of that is a sight that everyone wanted to see. A sight very precious to us all indeed. Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus delivering presents to all the good boys and girls in the world. And certainly, the winter crowd is very excited. They're gonna swarm around Santa. It is a tremendous sight indeed. And it's very much saying that with Santa on the scene now, this is me, Harry Humble, and everyone here in the parade, wishing you a happy Thanksgiving and a Merry Christmas to the future. See you in December for another big balloon parade. The end.